We really like to get to know athletes and Division I athletes and a little, off away from the mat and some of your extracurricular activities, but more importantly, your major. Being an aerospace major, or excuse me, aerospace engineering major at Michigan, where did your interest in space exploration initiate?
I'd say I've been interested in space pretty much since I was a little kid. You know how everybody has those careers they want to do when they're a little kid. You know, people want to be a fireman, a policeman, an astronaut. Well, I guess you can say I just never grew up. I always wanted to be an astronaut, and that's kind of stuck with me. And then kind of when I started doing a little more research into it, I started looking at, height and weight requirements and realizing that I'm kind of at the upper end and kind of big to actually get onto a space shuttle. So that's when I started looking at, okay, so how can I get close to these astronauts even if I can't become one? And I figured that, designing a space shuttle would probably be the best bet. So that's what aerospace engineering kind of started, and it's kept with me ever since.
Michigan has a great engineering program, especially aerospace engineering. So with your involvement on campus, do you have interactions with current astronauts or people that work for NASA?
Yeah, I'd say so. I've had a couple people get me in contact with some other people who have been finalists for the astronaut selection process, as well as people who have actually been into space. So I've had some contacts, and Michigan is great with making sure students get those contacts. So it's been great.
And with that also is an extremely heavy workload, and you mentioned the grind of the season in the Big Ten for wrestling. What's important to keep the balance between your academics and your athletics?
Really just division of time, making sure that you have time set for wrestling and then you have time set for academics, and always having a little fun in between. So, you got to have time for food, and you just got to make sure you prioritize your time.